boy, Austin P. Zach, and you already know how the building is, bro. We just here to talk about all sports, anything, whatever you want to talk about, man. We got it right here. And right now, what we're going to talk about is just the NBA and how the state is right now. We could talk about the Lakers and the Heat and how that series is going to go on. In my honest opinion, I think the Lakers are going to win it in five. And that's because I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan all my life. Like, I swear to God, all my life since Kobe been number 8. And that's just how I feel. My friend Austin Pizak right here, he could tell you, letting you know what's up. He a LeBron fan, but whatever. You know, already know how that is.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible, but that's hard to do. So I'm going to take the Lakers in 5. I want to say Lakers in 4, but I do think the Lakers always in one series, they find a way to somehow collapse. Whether that's, I think it's through the defensive end. I think the offenses can always be clicking. Anthony Davis always has at least 25 points. I think he's averaging like 28 for the playoffs so far. But I just think there's one game where they're not in sync. They collapse defensively. So I think Miami's going to at least pull one game. Maybe 2. I'm not sure. But if I had to bet, I would bet Lakers in 5.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think if Miami wins the series, it's gonna be in 7 games. But I think if they take more than one, it's gonna be 2 games. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I think that if Miami does win, that's gonna be the most underdog, I think, final since the Dallas Miami in 11. I think this might be worse, just because of all the hype. I think the Clippers, they screwed the pooch. I think we can talk about that a little bit after. But yeah, if they lose this series, LeBron's going to drop to 3-7, and that's just going to be. It hurts, but I mean, you can't discredit what he does. Go to the finals 10 times, but you can't ignore the fact that he lost 7.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm not gonna lie though. But what LeBron can do for your franchise or whatever your team, whatever you want to call it, he can bring a finals berth to your franchise wherever your franchise is. If you're if you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, LeBron can bring a franchise to take you to the NBA Finals. Like, he can do it all. He really can do it all. LeBron is the best player in the league. Nobody else can touch him. He's in a whole different league than anybody in the league right now. I don't care if Giannis will win 3 MVPs in a row. LeBron's still way better than what he is.
He gets the finals every year. Giannis ain't make it to the finals yet.
10 years in a row? Come on now.
He didn't make it last year, but 9 out of 10 years?
9 out of 10 years, yeah. 9 out of 10 years.
I'll take 9%.
It would have been 10 if he didn't get hurt, but you know what?
They would have made the finals.
It would have been 11.
Oh my God!
It would have been 11 years in a row.
11 years in a row. Or even 9 years is impressive. Even with Iguodala, because I know he just reached his 6th year in a row. It's a little bit different because he ain't carrying the load. He ain't, leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists every series like LeBron is. But it's still impressive for him to do 6 in a row. With the 9 in a row, like, that's a different level right there. There's
exactly. Levels that. That's back in the 60s, like when the league wasn't as developed as it was now. But LeBron's doing it when the league is very, very developed.
Yeah.
So makes it very harder.
Yeah, and I think if the Clippers would have beat the Nuggets in the semis, I still think that the Lakers would have beat the Clippers in the conference finals. It would have taken a little bit longer than 5, I think. Just because I think playing against a better competition, that Kawhi would elevate his game a little bit more. I mean, Paul George, I don't think whoever he would have played, he would have choked. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's going on with the whole Paul George fiasco right now, but he was not worth what the Clippers gave up.
I don't know what's going on with Paul George, but I just Paul George, he was one of my favorite players in the league when he was with the Pacers
Fact.
because he was a killer. But like I guess he doesn't have that killer instinct anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with Paul George, but hey, he just gotta find that so the Clippers can come back next year and try to win. But I don't know. But
I mean, even in OKC, he was a top three MVP candidate. So
he
I don't know.
was.
He was. He was number three, not number third. But I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the chemistry. Cause I know that he gave a speech after the game 7 in the semis, and people just like rolled their eyes and started fucking laughing or some shit.
You know what though? If they find the right coach, that team could win the finals. They can win 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
They just gotta find the right coach. But I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is because last year they was the 8th seed and they won more games against the Warriors than any other team did. Like it really don't make no sense to me that this year's second best team in the West lost to a what seed where the Nuggets were?
Last year, I think there were 2 seed. I think they were 2 seed.
2 seed. But you got Kawhi, who's a Finals MVP in 2 different teams, and you got Paul George, who's been battling against LeBron for like 3 years in Indiana, like a straight killer, two straight killers basically, and still can't get it done with the supporting cast that the Clippers had.
Yeah,
like
that year. Yep.
Their supporting cast was great. They made the best team in the league go. They gave the best team in the league 2 games. They gave them 2 games, man. That's wild. That's really wild to me.
So who do you if the Lakers win the finals? Who do you think is gonna be Finals MVP?
LeBron will win Finals MVP if he has more than 10 assists. If LeBron averaged a double, he will win Finals MVP. But I think Anthony Davis will win it if LeBron doesn't.
Yeah, I think Anthony Davis is struggling with the rebounding area, as you see in the conference finals. He had 0 rebounds. Was it Game 4 or Game 3?
Game
3 because they lost. They lost Game 3.
Yeah, Game 3.
Zero rebounds. I mean, 1 rebound, and that was at the fourth quarter in the last 2 minutes. A 6'10" superstar like Anthony Davis should get more than 1 rebound throughout the course of the game. And even Game 4 and Game 5 after the Game 3, he only had 2 rebounds in Game 5 and like 5 in Game, or 2 rebounds in Game 4 and then 5 rebounds in Game 5. Mm-hmm. You got LeBron almost tripling your rebounds. Like that just can't happen. I think if he does that again this year or this series, I meant, it's going to be a struggle because Miami's a good-ass rebounding team. They got Bam, and he's not going to win Finals MVP if he rebounds like that. I don't care if he averages 30. If he averages 30 and only has like 2 rebounds a game, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's most definitely a problem. That's why I said if LeBron averages a double, he's winning Finals MVP. Like, I don't care. It could be 20 and 10. 10 assists, 10 rebounds. I don't care. LeBron will win Finals MVP. Anthony Davis is a great player. Don't get me wrong. He can average 30 and 8. But if LeBron averages 20 and 10 assists in this whole series along, which I don't think he will average. I think he'll average more than like 25, 30 points and about 10, 12 assists. He might average a triple-double this whole series. I'm not going to lie because, like, it's LeBron we're talking about. But if he goes crazy this whole series, he's winning Finals MVP.
Facts. So who do you think will – I know Jimmy Butler in the series versus Milwaukee, he was very clutch. But in the conference finals, he was not the same Jimmy Butler that we've seen. At least I don't think he was. I think he still impacts the game a little bit, but I don't think he was what he was in Milwaukee series. I don't think he was as aggressive. So who do you think who need to be the X factor in this finals for Miami to have a chance at least?
It will most definitely be Jimmy Butler. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, the Celtics, who do you have on the Celtics that's like, besides Jason Tatum, who do you have on the Celtics that can take the game for you and just take it over completely? Nobody. Kemba Walker was okay during this whole playoff series, but this was his first series where he actually had something to do. Whereas Jason Tatum, this is his second series because last year he was in the final. Well, not in the finals, but he was in last year in the playoffs. He didn't do as well as this year, but he knows he has the experience. He has that feel where the load is on his shoulders.
Yeah.
But if you give Jimmy Butler that feel, he's gonna have everybody around him. Everybody around him know that feeling. They're gonna get the ball. They're gonna shoot. They're gonna score. They're gonna do whatever it takes to make Jimmy Butler feel better about them. And Jimmy Butler's gonna have more trust in his teammates. Score same way as LeBron James when he comes to any team LeBron James has. It's kind of the same story with them two. Jimmy Butler, LeBron James. They make their teammates better, and that's how they win games. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the stat sheet says. Anything. They're going to make their teammates better, and that's how they win the game.
Yeah. I think Bam is going to have a very rude awakening come this series. Yes. I think Anthony Davis is going to play the center a lot because Bam plays the center, and Bam is a fast everywhere. And I don't think JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard can keep up with him. So I think they're going to play Anthony Davis at the 5 a lot more. And I think defensively, Bam's a good player. But Bam's never faced a Anthony Davis for 4-7 games, depending on, in the playoffs mode. So I think he's going to have a tough time guarding Anthony Davis. And obviously, Anthony Davis is going to get his 25 at least. But I just think if Bam can stop Anthony Davis, minimize him to if he doesn't reach 30 at all this whole series, I think Miami is going to have a really good chance to push the game to 7, maybe win the series. But I honestly believe that if the Lakers need to win the series, I think LeBron needs to be the leading scorer. I think he needs to be aggressive. And he can have all the assists in the world because he's going to get those automatically. But because he trusts his teammates to make shots. But I think LeBron needs to be the leading scorer of the Lakers if they want to win.
If LeBron is the leading scorer, they're going to win the series. But Anthony Davis needs to at least average 20 and 10. That's all he needs to average at all. That's 20 and 10. 20 and 10, and I don't care what he averages in assists-wise, but that's all he needs to average is 20 points, 10 rebounds. LeBron can do the rest, assisting and scoring. As long as all the role players make shots like Danny Green is as long as he make 3 or 4 shots in the game, then we're good. The Lakers are good. Now if KCP makes 3 or 4 shots instead of Danny Green, we're still good.
Yeah.
The Lakers just need more help for LeBron's sake. LeBron just can't facilitate like he used to when he was with Cleveland. We all been seeing that. This whole playoff series. Even though they only lost how many games the Lakers lost this series?
Regular season or series? Oh, 3.
They only lost 3 games this playoff series.
Same thing as Miami, yep.
Exactly. Now, all LeBron James need is another facilitator, and what Rondo has been doing this last series, that's all he needs. LeBron don't even need to average 10 assists a game.
Yep.
All he needs is somebody to facilitate for him. He can catch, he can shoot or whatever, make his move, pass, boom, drop it off to AD, boom. It's whatever LeBron would, however you can help LeBron make him not have as much stress as what he's used to, he will win you the series no matter what.
Fact. So this is going to be a very deciding factor in who wins these finals. Let's talk about the supporting cast of each team. Because I don't know. I'm very caught in between who has a better supporting cast. Because Miami's got some shooters on that team, and even Goran Dragic, who's the leading scorer of the Miami Heat in these playoffs, which is very surprising to me. But he just finds a way. If you watch him play, he finds a way. He's so scrappy that every time it's a pick and roll with Bam, and every time he either draws a foul every single time, or he'll make the shot, or he'll give it to Bam, an assist. So I think that the X factor for Miami, I know you said it was Jimmy Butler before, but I really think it is Goran Dragic. Just because somebody on the Lakers needs to hold him. I don't know who it's going to be, whether it's going to be Rondo, Caruso, because LeBron can't do it. He needs to guard Jimmy Butler. It's gonna be or unless it's another Jamal Murray type of situation where he has to guard the ball handler. But I think Goran Dragic is going to play a very big role in these series, along with Tyler Hero is going to get some threes. Duncan Robinson is a straight shooter. He'll drop some threes. Jay Crowder, he's also a wild card for me because he was really good in Milwaukee. Who they play in the first round again?
Gosh. Jazz. Wait.
Was it the Brooklyn? It might have been Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah, it was Brooklyn.
He was very good in the first two series, but in this conference finals, he struggled a little bit. I think he shot like 28%, 30% from the three. If he can stroke it like he could in the first two series, I think the Lakers are going to be in trouble. But then again, Lakers defense is the best in the league in these playoffs, so they'll be able to hold their own, hopefully. But what do you think about the Lakers supporting cast? Or you can add on to what I just said in Miami.
So with the Lakers supporting cast, I don't know how I feel. I really don't know how I feel because LeBron and AD, they're going to give you whatever you need.
Yep.
KCP has actually been doing really good in these playoffs. He has actually been doing pretty good in the playoffs. If Danny Green can hit like he's supposed to, the series will be over. It'll be 5 games. But how Miami's been doing, I love how Tyler Hero's been playing. I literally love how he's been playing, man.
Yep.
Like, been dropping anybody off. Tyler, that might be that person that controls the whole series. If they don't have a person that can guard him or Duncan Robinson or him, this series will be over. I will say this. Jay Crowder has been doing a really, really good job. Fantastic job at his role. He's been hitting them threes. He's been locking down players. He's doing whatever he needs to do. If the Heat can do that, if the Heat can make Duncan Robinson hit whenever he wants to, Tyler Hero score whenever he wants to, and Jay Crowder lock up whoever he's guarding and score whenever he wants to, the Heat will win the series.
Yep.
But if the Lakers supporting cast show up like they're supposed to, I'm very, very kind of scared about their supporting cast because their supporting cast is kind of iffy. It's always been either Kyle Kuzma, Danny Green might play a good game, or KCP might have a fantastic game. But even Alex Caruso, he might have a really, really good game. It's always been iffy between them 3 players. Where Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Jay Crowder, they always been pretty consistent. They always been pretty consistent, them 3.
Yeah. I think with the Lakers, Caruso is great defensively. I think at the end of the ball games, I think he needs to be in there, depending on whether it's down by 5 or up by 5. But I think defensively, he needs to be in there on those defensive plays. I'm not very high on Kyle Kuzma right now. I don't think his stroke is very inconsistent. I don't know. He had one good game against the Denver. I know that he had like 12 points or something like that. But I'm very high on KCP right now. I think he is shooting at a very high rate. He's also very good defensively. He's got some steals, some big buckets. And as far as playoff Rondo, he's going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Again, another wild card, I think, will be either Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee if they play him a lot. I don't know. It might be like a Houston series with playing like 5 minutes a game, if they do that. But I think depending on how Miami goes, if they play Kelly Olynyk a little bit more, I think Dwight Howard would be in the game a little more just because he's so good defensively. And he can make up for rebounds for Anthony Davis. And he also gets extra possessions for the Lakers, whether it's tip balls. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like if Dwight Howard has a good series this series, the Lakers will win. If Kyle Kuzma has a good series, this Lakers team will win. The Lakers have way more threats on the sideline than the Heat has. The Heat, all they have on the sideline is Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn. But Kendrick Nunn's been absent. He's been absent.
Nothing.
Ever since regular season. So
he was terrific in the regular season too.
Exactly. But now I know Andre Iguodala is gonna be on the floor a lot more just because he has to guard LeBron and especially Jimmy Butler too. They're always gonna be switching off. Who's gonna guard LeBron? Who's gonna guard LeBron? You're gonna see them two on the floor a lot more than ever in this playoff series.
Yeah.
Now, whoever could contain LeBron more, whoever can contain LeBron more will win Finals MVP, and that's the team that's going to win the series. But I don't see that at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just a little biased though because I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
And LeBron's going to do his thing. He's the best player in the league by leagues. So he's going to do his thing, and he's going to get everybody involved. KCP, if Kyle Kuzma has a good series, this series is over.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think for Miami needs to be the best player on the court? Because I know I've said that Goran Dragic is the leading scorer, and I know that Jimmy Butler is defensively, and Bam could be, depending on what he does with Anthony Davis this series. But who do you think needs to take over for Miami? Not necessarily take over, but be that guy who's consistent on both ends of the floor in order for them to have a chance.
Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero. The reason why I say Jimmy Butler is because he can't just show up in the third quarter. He has to show up in the first half. Sometime he has to show up in the first half. I don't care if he gives me 10 points in the first half, 6 points in the first half. He has to give me something in the first half that shows me, okay, they are here, they're hungry. Tyler Hero. Wait. Bam Adebayo, actually. I'm going to talk about him. Bam Adebayo. He has to show me some type of force in that paint where he can get Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis. He can show them that he's stronger in that paint. He can get more rebounds than them. Because the Lakers, post-game, it might not be the best, but their rebounding game is better than any team in the league right now.
Yep.
If Bam can show me that he has that presence in the paint, the Miami Heat will win that series. Now, Tyler Hero, the reason why I say him is because he's coming off the bench. And off the bench points is so crucial in this final series. Yeah. It will be so crucial because who do you see in the Lakers coming off the bench scoring as much as Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero, he was dropping 30. He dropped 37. He was averaging 20. He's averaging 20 in the playoffs, man.
As a rookie in the Eastern Conference.
As a rookie, man, he's killing the league right now. So who do you see coming off the Lakers bench? Scoring, defending, playing as that presence as much as him. I mean, if Kyle Kuzma shows up and plays as good as him, equal as him, the Lakers will win the series. But Kyle Kuzma has to play better than him.
Yeah.
He has to. If he don't, I don't see how the Heat can win this.
No, I agree with you 100%. So we're gonna end it there, and we'll be back in a few.